Hey Loretta, it's Dan. Just wanted to share a quick update with you on the pickup application. Caveat here, I've done almost no styling on this at all, so it's kind of ugly, but it won't always be. There's a couple of different screens within the application. The first one, and probably the most relevant or important to you, is the pickup app. There's a couple of different views on this. Right now I have it by pickup location, so you can see there's, I just made up the names here, right? But there's different cones for each, for each student here. You can look them up either by their rider number, oops, or you can type in their name or other identifying information about them, and anything will work. When you do find who you're looking for, so if you're outside, you can basically just drag them to, hey, they're at the cone. That's going to send a notification over to the person in the classroom. So I don't have that view quite ready yet. There's still a couple of bugs I'm working out, but it basically just gives a little flash on the screen and then puts them in a queue, so that they can be updated when the kid actually leaves the room. So it basically says, hey, they're on their way. I got it. So this tells them where the parent's waiting here. There's different statuses, so you can click or just tap on any one of these to get the different statuses. We don't have to use all of these, but they're here. There's a GPS one in here somewhere as well, and then a parent check-in option too. Won't get to that until probably next weekend. But you can click on any, and you'll get information about the student. If they have a photo, it'll show up here. Any drivers. So I haven't loaded drivers for this person yet, but like their parents' names will show up here. Exceptions basically mean like, are they riding home with somebody else? Are they absent today? Whatever. So there's a mechanism for managing that as well. And then what else is I gonna say? I think I mentioned this already, but all of this stuff is just drag and drop, right? So you can put it wherever. There's different filters on the top. So, based on the grade, based on the teachers, you can filter by when somebody arrived, by some of these maybe aren't fully hooked up yet, but I'm working on it, I promise. And then sort options as too, so by when they arrived or by their number, or there's one more too. Anyways, there are options. Anything else I wanted? Oh, the only other thing I wanted to say too, there will be a couple other views of this. The way I work through it, it's easy to kind of like just work out all the bugs in one view and then duplicate it and change some variables on it. So other views will contain, like, instead of like this is all by location, you can also have one by status, right? So that'll be really helpful for the classroom folks. Hey, somebody's mom is here, somebody's dad is here, or whatever. It'll show up in the order that they comes in, and they can move them along that way. Other things. So there is an admin panel as well. This isn't fully built out yet, but like you can see here, like this is where you would go to add other users. You can add staff, drivers, or parents, basically, just trying to be politically correct on that. Students, and then me, basically. So you won't have all of these options in your view, but you'll be able to add like other staff members and stuff like that. Students can have their own account eventually. It's not set up that way right now. But like if you wanted them to have like an app with the QR code or something where they could check in with their parents, it's all very much so possible. There's also an option here to upload like a CSV or an Excel file, so we can bulk upload these things, and get your staff fully loaded into here. Same deal with students, right? So one big difference between the student page and the user page. A user is somebody who can use the app. So there could be a student who is also a user, but students in and of themselves do not inherently have access to use the app, right? It's just basically, here's a list of all the students that you have. Again, you can create them one by one. You can go in here, and again, this is terrible, terrible UI right now, but you can set their grades and move them along to different teachers and stuff like that. Add parents and guardians. There's some basic information about the school. So like all those colors that we saw on that first screen, you can just, you can add a new one here if you want. If you don't want, obviously you can delete these. You can change them, change the color, all that kind of stuff. I think I've got all the grades for your school. I wasn't sure if you guys did PK or not, but those should be loaded. School logo, some colors. This will be used for like styling once I once I finally get around to that. There's no report page yet, but there will be. There'll be a couple of just like basic graphs on it. But I think the most important thing on there is that every time that you change a student's status, so move them to a cone or say, hey, they're on their way, they left my classroom, they're coming out to get picked up, it's going to create a record of that. So you'll be able to view all of those logs here as well, along with like who actually, whose classroom did they leave from, what parent picked them up, if again you want to go that far. A lot of this stuff we can really, really simplify too. So it's a lot of options available, but you don't have to use them all. And then just settings. This is really not very exciting. That's just different settings on the app. So there's a couple of things I'm working on. Obviously, we got to clean up the UI UX on this. There's some bugs I need to work through and a couple of different views I need to build out. But let me know if you see anything major that is missing. And I will do my best to get to it next weekend. I think one more weekend on it, and it'll be done and ready for you to go. So let me know what you think. Thanks.